What's up? It's your boy Carcino here. And here we go. Rick James Stories Volume 4. Which means there are 3 other volumes in case you're starting off right here. This is Volume 4. You just title this Michael Jackson. Yes, the Thriller himself. Before he was the Thriller, he was an Afro brother who was trying to get off the wall. And before he was off the wall, he was on the wall. And he ran into the freakiest freak of them all, Ricky James. So, Michael was on Motown with Rick. Rick was on Gordy Records, which is still Motown. Just another version of Motown. See, Berry Gordy, he didn't want Rick James around Diana Ross. So, that's just, he was always worried about having Rick around Diana Ross, mainly because he was sleeping with Diana Ross and they got a kid together. But that's another story. But he knew Rick had a reputation around with women. So he definitely didn't want Rick hanging around nobody. Berry Gordy was very protective on who they wanted Rick to be assigned with. Rick was too risque. That's why they put him on Gordy Records to begin with instead of regular Motown. But Rick didn't care. Rick was like, look, I'm getting my money. I don't care. I get to make my music. I got a record deal. Stuff like points and, all that stuff. He got pennies on the dollar. Because Rick wasn't a businessman. So Rick is sitting over here and he liked Michael. And Rick wasn't high when he met him. Rick was telling him, like, I like your music and all of this stuff, man. This is great. And he was like when he met him, because they only met a couple of times in passing. And he was, Michael, I really like your music. I have your album. It's different. It's different. It's groovy. It's like James, but it's more dirty funk. I like it. I really like it. It's new. It's fresh. So James is, that's what I'm talking about. You get it. See? You say people don't get it. They love it, but they afraid to say they like it. They afraid of the funk. But it's gonna be in your face till you just gotta admit you like it. See, you get it, Michael. And I'm telling you right now, you got talent. You got talent. You better than all this. Right now, what you doing? That's some Motown bubblegum bull. You need to branch out. You need to get wild. You need to get yourself in the game. You need to get yourself extended and put some music out. I'm thinking about, I have a lot of songs in my head I want to get out. Then do it. So that's what Rick told him to do back then. And it didn't happen because of Joe and a lot of stuff was going on at that time. And LaToya, she liked Rick James. And what's his name didn't like it at all, Joe Jackson. He didn't want LaToya around Rick James at all. But LaToya was, she grown, she could do what she want. And Joe like, look, man, I don't want you around Rick James because he's going to bring you down into ruin. Now, just stay close to the family. And that's it. Come on, LaToya. Stay close to this family now. Don't you go astray. Just stay with the family. So, after this deal or whatever was going on, they had like a Motown, the 25th anniversary, the 20th anniversary when Thriller came out, but that was down the road. When Off the Wall came out and all these things, and the album started rolling, Rick James was in California and Michael was working on Off the Wall. He was coming out with his own sound. He's with Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones did a pimp move to steal Michael and get him away from Berry Gordy. That was crazy. But that's another story. So they sitting over there in the studio and Rick, pop, 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 pop. He ran into Michael and was like, Michael, you got to come to the studio, see what I'm working on. You gonna like it. So he's like, okay, Rick, I'll stop by there. I want to hear it. Cause Rick is like, I got some new music. So Rick's in there going to work. Pop, 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 pop. And they jamming. And Michael come in. Next thing you know, Rick's in there. Michael, come on over here, Michael. Put him in a headlock, bring him over there. Rick's high. Rick is high as a kite. And Michael, now listen to this here. He plays something for Michael. Yeah, see how I got that part in there? Then I'm going to drop it, right? And I'm going to get real slow with him. And I'm going to reach him. I'm going to go to the crowd. I'm going to grab a girl and start talking. See? And I'm going to have a conversation going on while the music just playing. Man, I'm telling you, it's going to bring them out. Man, they're going to be squirming in their seats. See, I'm going to get to the soul. So he was like, man, you're a genius. So Michael's like bobbing his head to the music. I really like that. I like the tempo. And they going through the songs. Next thing you know, behind him, somebody had lit up a blunt. Well, not a blunt back then. It was a joint. Lit up a joint. Passed it to Rick. Rick take a hit. He hit Michael. Oh no, Rick, no, my voice, Rick. I can't even be around it. Because I don't want it. It chokes my voice and my vocals. And I'm working on my album. No, Rick. Rick, come on, take a hit. So he's no. So Mike goes outside to get some air. I'll step out. I'll come back. I'm just gonna step out. I can't. My vocals. I can't. I just got over a cold. So Mike's outside. So they getting high. So he come out. Ride to the store with me, Wayne. So they ride to the store. Rick is flying. So Rick, can you slow down? Slow down, Rick. You should put your seatbelt on. So, Rick is flying, smoking a cigarette out the window, and he was. So this new album, you got Quincy Jones, right? Quincy's good. Who you working with? Rod Truckleton. You need to put some Rick James on there. Well, it's different album, Rick. It's a different album. He's like, well, you gotta, talk to Mr. Gordy and see. I don't need no permission from no Mr. Gordy. Next thing you know, Rick was, I'm no mad about that. So they flying. Rick go pick up some drinks, cigarettes, or whatever he went to pick up from the store. They come back, and all of a sudden, Michael was there. Michael's like, well, I'm going to leave. I got to go. Michael's crew came, and they drive off. And about 2 minutes after Michael leave, all you hear is... Rick was, what the heck? Oh, heck no. Rick shut it all down. Rick was like, we are out of here. Oh no, what's that? Hey, Rick, man, you gotta get outside, man. It's an earthquake. Rick James have heard about earthquakes on TV. He ain't never been in one. Rick was, that's it. Stop. They was like, Rick, what you doing? I'm telling the ground to stop. Rick was mad. I'm out of here, man. I can't be doing this, man. It's messing up my hair. God damn it, bring the car around, man. We getting out of here. Man, he got the girl. Get the girls. Get the girls. Get Dee Dee and all of them. Tell them, Jojo, Dee Dee, get in the car. We out of here. Get in the car. We out. Leave out. Let's go. They all got in there. They was ready to go. They from Buffalo, New York. East Coast. They are out. They went straight to the airport. He didn't go back to the house to get nothing, see if nothing broke. He drove straight to the airport, one way out of LA. The ground there is shaking. He stayed in Buffalo, New York, and recorded like 5-6 songs. Was writing them on the airplane. That's Rick James. So he runs into Michael years down the line. Like, they Thrillers out, I think, and they're at the award show. And Rebe Jackson is working on the album, and she's hanging out with Rick James, who's working with Eddie, and they doing party all the time and all this stuff. And Rebe and Eddie, you know, a lot of people thought they was messing around. I don't know for facts. People told me Ed hit it. They had a chick at the time, another bad model chick, a Latina, and Ed was messing with Rebe at the time, and Rebe was doing her sympathy. So everything was going more towards disco, and Donna Summer was there, and her and Rick got to talking about, you know, like, what you think about Rebe and all this, and he's like, her vocals need help. You hear that chord there? Yeah, she missing that. So Rick was like, I should help her album. But here come Pops, Joe Jackson. Nope. So she came down there to the studio to see Eddie, and that's how they was end up hanging out. And he was trying to get Rebe Jackson high as a kite. And Eddie was, why you gonna do that, Rick? Now, would I come over here and try to get any of your friends to eat some carrots or vegetables? No, I know you guys like reefer and liquor. I brought you some liquor because I know you like to drink. So Ed didn't do any drugs, and this led to a whole new thing with Eddie Murphy and Rick James. When he recruited Rick James for his first album, Eddie was 22 years of age. He was so young, and he called Eddie the baby. You a baby, Eddie. Eddie, you a baby. I'm trying to tell you, boy, you want to walk the yard with the big dog. Out of bed, where you going, Eddie? Things just ain't the same. See how I hit that note? Yeah. All these other they can't even hit a note like that, Eddie. So he was like, I don't get how you go from here. I'm gonna show you what I do. See that methodical tone right there? See, you gotta hit that. So you ain't ready for these notes that Rick James got. You ain't Rick James. You can't be Rick James. You ain't ready, Eddie. So you gotta go through a life before you could be Rick James. When you done shaved a gorilla, then maybe you could be a Rick James. But if you ain't shaved a gorilla, you gotta be a bad mother to shave a gorilla. Then maybe you could be like Rick James. But you a baby. So Rick James and his whole baby talk end up explaining to Eddie Murphy how he was going to do his album. So Ed started dating this other model. This other bad chick. And he was making How Could It Be You Don't Love Me No More. So he was trying to make, because of Eddie's voice, Eddie couldn't do the type of songs that Rick had written. Rick was like, look, I'm going to take this song, and this song, because you just going to F them up. You got like a baby voice. So your baby voice ain't going to be able to do these songs. So I'm going to do this song, that song, and then I'm going to do this one. Why? Because I said so, mother. Don't question me. So Rick loved cracking jokes. But he had a problem. Rick wanted to come downstairs and get the phone and keep the phone down there while he was in the studio because he wanted to hear how the audio was going, but he had some important calls to make, and the phone cord wasn't reaching. Yeah, y'all, this was during this time when there was cords in the phone. And Rick was upset. Rick had to go to the nearest phone station immediately and get a cord. And what they had back then, you know, the extension cord to go all the way, you got 100 feet cord, phone cord, you was a guy. Like, man, look at that. He got a cord, man. He can go all around the house. So they had to get an extension cord so he can go down there because he had a studio in the crib in Buffalo, New York. And something crazy happened that week. The biggest blizzard that ever hit Buffalo hit. Rick James and everybody in Buffalo was basically snowed in. Nobody could move. And nobody could leave the house. Rick James couldn't get his drugs. This was going to make for a very long time. Rick's freaking out. He's outside every 10 minutes smoking cigarettes. And he's going to soon run out. And then it's going to be Hank and Hot Wheels. And people was like, man, Rick his stash is low. And you don't want to see Rick when he needs to smoke. And he can. You're going to see a Rick James you've never dreamed. People was in there about to cry like they were next to be in line to be murdered if something go wrong here. Rick was in a good mood like, man, we in here, man. We going to be working. I got food. I got everything in there. Hey, we going to make a party in here. It's going to be an everyday party until they go and clean up some of this snow. They was like, this is the good Rick. This is the denial of everything that's happening, Rick. This Rick is going to soon vanish. And we're going to have a whole new Rick. Then it went to that to you going outside right now to have a smoke, trying to see how bad the damage is with the snow. Hey, call somebody up here with some shovels, man, so they can get up here and start shoveling some of this. Well, I don't know who to call. Like, call the shovel company, man. Hit a yellow book. Take this yellow book, man, and go find somebody. What I'm paying you for? Man, look up there and it should say shoveling, mother. If it say shoveling, motherfucker, then call it. I need a shoveling, motherfucker, to get out here and shovel this. Call it. So Rick is sitting there and the cigarettes are going out. People are like, man, we got to get this driveway plowed right now so that Rick can get out of here. We gonna have a major problem if Rick can't get out of here. So Rick spent most of his time outside, getting high, getting blazed. He come back in, see how Eddie them doing. He's in a good mood. And then one of the chicks was like, this is all I got. This all the grass you got? Huh? You holding out on me? So Rick grabbed her by her hair. You holding out on me? And it was, hey, Rick, chill out, man. She ain't got nothing. Chill out, Rick. She ain't got nothing. I'll run her hand and man, I know she holding out on me. Crazy bitch. Eddie, you need to be hitting that note. The sooner you get done with this song, the sooner we can get out of here. Rick, it's only been 4 hours, Rick. You was just cool an hour ago. It's 4 hours. It don't take 4 hours to make a song. Oh, man. I'll make my hits in 30 minutes. I'm in here snowed in, trapped in here with y'all. You better quit holding out on me. So Rick go over there and he's mad at her girl for holding out on him. So Ed was like, man, Rick gonna snap. Now Ed's fully believing that he's like, man, I better get this done because I don't need him snapping on me. So Rick is in a good mood again. About an hour later, he was on the phone, but now he needs that phone cord. He needs it bad. So he's finna go out in the snow. I'll go get the motherfucker myself. Rick puts the coat on. Don't go out there, Rick. It's a blizzard. Rick go walking off in the blizzard. They was, oh man, Rick gone. Rick then went out there in that blizzard. Then about 30, 40 minutes later, they was like, is that Rick? He coming back? Did he make it? Rick come back. He got snow all up in his boots. You some dirty, no down mother. Y'all gonna let me walk out there in that blizzard? Rick, no, all y'all motherfuckers get out my house. I mean it. I don't care if you got to swim in the snow to get your ass out my house. You gonna let me go out there? Not one of y'all came to get me and grab me and say, Rick, it's cold as hell out there. It's a blizzard. You gonna just let Rick James, the greatest entertainer, die? All y'all done sealed y'all death certificates. Man, they was locked down in this house. And nobody could get out. And they all didn't want to be there. Stash is getting low. Rick going in there, fixing up something to eat. I don't want nothing to eat. She hiding the grass, everything gone. So Rick, he was like, look, Rick, I got a little something here. So Rick took something else to take the edge off. Now, Rick is no longer angry. Rick is excited. Extra excited. Mind is wide open. Oh, Eddie, I just got an idea. We're going to try something new for this song here. Let's go. Get that beat in there. Yeah. Get that engineer. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Pop, 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 pop. Everybody is like, what is Rick doing? And then he's singing the lyrics to the song about 100 miles an hour. Then he started putting some Swahili in it. And Ed's like, what is that, Rick? That's not on the paper. Oh, no, that's some Swahili. It just came out. Bop, 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 bop. You know I know Swahili. So, Rick started doing Swahili on the song. And Ed was like, man, this doesn't even sound like a record I'm supposed to be singing. And you want me on this record? Yeah! So everybody's like, "This who's gonna tell Rick this record is not jamming?" So finally, they got some kids, the local people around. They were going around shoveling people's snow and driveway. Rick, he's like, Rick, I found the guys to shovel. Oh yeah! So Rick was all excited. He stopped the music, everything. Went out there and gave them dudes like $20. Here's 20. Go on out there with them shovels. And man, these kids are out there shoveling snow for Rick James. And they shovel the driveway. And they was like, but Rick, the streets, they a mess. Rick didn't give a doggone. Rick was like, I got this thing cleared so y'all can get out there. What I'm paying you for? You pay us because we in the band. I could get any gorilla with a guitar. I can get a gorilla to hold a guitar. I need you to go do stuff for me. Oh man, like you think what did he say? You think Rod Stewart gotta go through this? You think Paul McCartney gotta ask twice? Oh man, that's Rick. And yeah, I think we'll leave it for here for right now. I'm tired. That's the end of part 4. I'm out.